How y'all doing? Peace of mind and love divine. I hope y'all all right out there. I already know almighty, alrighty. Oh yes. We got a very important, pertinent, educational matter today. When it comes to the subject matter of life, there's things we need to understand. And when I say life, I'm talking about self, yourself. So to throw away your life is equivalent to throwing away yourself. So we don't throw ourselves away. This subject matter will cover a great enlightenment. And I hope this will enlighten you as it enlightened me. Life is about progression. You must progress to ascend. You must make it around the circle to get to the center. And so we must make it round the circle just as the sun do every 365 days. According to the calendar days. But that's neither here nor there. That's just the mathematics of life. But the subject matter today is discussing that part of life, and that is the subject matter of unconsciousness. There is no unconsciousness. There is no such thing as unconsciousness. We have been mislabeling, and we have, foreign ideals that tell you that an unconsciousness exists. And these ideals come from foreigners. In foreigners' self, there is something called unconsciousness. But in the original black man, there is no such thing as unconsciousness. So when we're talking about all living beings are conscious beings, not unconscious. A conscious being is a living being. A living being is a conscious being. A conscious being cannot become unconscious. Once created conscious, it cannot become unconscious. So this term that we're using called unconsciousness in our community, in the black man, we don't use it in the KOS, but in the black man, in the black woman's community, since self-knowledge is rising, we're grabbing sources from books. And these books contains beliefs. And these beliefs have authors. And some authors don't understand the original man And if they don't understand original man, then they don't understand the universe they're in. And so the universe you in is a conscious being. Life come from life. So first we have to understand life. Life represents consciousness. Consciousness is when life flows. So this was called non-ether in the black community. This is also called melanin in the black community. These things are conscious beings, but they are in an order that predates your common literary works. Conscious predates anything under the sun. So this new terminology coming from German sociologists and ancient European psychologists, we understand that in their community there exists the conversation of unconsciousness. And so this residue from their community have influenced and flowed into our community. So we want to clear this up. And KOS want to put this on the record, put this on the measure. So bring this into the dimension that all conscious beings come from the conscious creator. The creator of this universe is conscious. Therefore, every living thing from the creator, therefore, will be conscious. And we are the conscious beings from the conscious creator. And when I say conscious, I'm talking the divine creator. To have mathematical order, and as you see, mathematic in operation called geometry, influences moving at angles, lights. And these things become many different varieties of light. As we know and understand that if we hear claims that there is unconsciousness, that means there's unconsciousness in creation. And that creation contains ignorance. So no part, a tree does not contain ignorance. A seed does not contain ignorance. The cloud, the sun, the celestials, even man and woman below, all the way to the protoplasm and even to a mineral. All are living beings. And therefore conscious beings. So what we are calling unconsciousness is simply ignorance. And when you have ignorance, this is what gives birth to darkness. So darkness is where you get the connotation with darkness equivalent with unconsciousness. But that darkness is a darkness from ignorance, casting its shadow. So as the sun, the light casts its light onto your body, the body casts its shadow or its light, which is a shadow. That shadow is not unconsciousness. So we have to understand the entity that's shining the light is the consciousness. The body is the body. And the reflection is coming from the body, not from the internal. So when we're talking about the internal, this is what consciousness is. And your form outer is what consciousness is inwardly. So conscious in, conscious out. So what we have to understand is ignorance. And this is what we call sleep. How you get ignorance is by sleep. When one does not understand, let's put it this way, when one do not want to understand, then that is putting themselves to sleep. It's not that consciousness is unconscious, it's that consciousness refuses to become aware. So in refusing to become aware, you create what is called ignorance. And what ignorance is the ability to ignore. So you have this power and this ability that's in a faculty called sleep. And that's your life representation of what it casts as called ignorance. So sleep and ignorance is akin to sleep and death.